Hello and welcome to Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez, and here today I want to talk about while I was doing my run for a council member, I was interacting with a lot of the residents, and I was getting a lot of questions about, hey, do you know about a project or a site? So here, my guests today are going to help me answer some of those questions. I have with me Micah Miranda, our Chandler Economic Development Director, and Kim Neill, our Utilities Operations Manager. So welcome. First, before we start diving into some of these questions, some of the projects, let's get a little bit of your background. Micah, we'll start with you.
Thank you, Councilmember. I grew up in the East Valley here, very familiar with Chandler and the surrounding valley. Proud Wildcat. Have 3 kids and
bear down.
Yeah, bear down, and yeah, Chandler's experiencing some exciting times right now, and just really happy to be part of them.
Good. Kim?
I also grew up in the valley. Grew up in Scottsdale, and my family has been raised here. I've enjoyed working in Chandler for 26 years. It's been a great pleasure, a great opportunity, and it has been a blessing to me.
Good. Well, thank you for joining me today. And we've seen Chandler grow. I remember it being a really, really tiny town back in the day. But one of the projects we want to talk about today is the Intel. One question I got asked a lot was, one, Ocotillo campus, but also in general, Intel is a big player in Chandler. As I found out, I'm finding out more information every day about Intel, their impact in our city and in our community. I found out that the Intel Ocotillo campus is one of the largest semiconductor manufacturer campuses in the world. They're a major contributor into our economy and also as part of kind of a consumer of our resources. But I also recently found out that, I didn't know this, but Intel has been in Arizona since 1978. Yeah. I didn't think they had computers back then, but so they've been here for a very long time. Mike, can you give us a little more background on Intel and their involvement in our community?
Absolutely. That's a fantastic question. It's one we get asked quite frequently. So since originally establishing in Chandler, Intel's operations have grown significantly. They currently operate out of 2 campuses, what is known as the Chandler campus, which is located on Chandler Boulevard, and the Ocotillo campus, obviously on Ocotillo. And the activities that take place on those 2 campuses are very diverse. They include everything from manufacturing to legal to researching the Internet of Things to production to test and assembly. It's really pretty diverse what takes place there, and that's just to name a few things. The Ocotillo campus manufactures Intel's latest generation chip technology. And an interesting fact and something that we're really proud of here in Chandler is the fact that the Chandler campus now cites their new research and development facility, which is up and operational. So we're very fortunate to have those assets in our community.
Great, great. Yeah, they're a large campus. What I found out was employ over 11,000, having 11,000 employees amongst their campuses. And since 1996 has invested over $20 billion into their facilities in Chandler. So, I mean, that's a major, major contributor. I mean, and a great partnership that we've developed with them also. They've been a contributor and a sponsor to the Science Spectacular events, which is a event that is put on by the Chandler Educational Coalition, planned through the city's economic development, and also being such a large campus, and that's a lot of employees, and a lot of water is probably being used. So one of the partnerships that was created, can you tell us a little bit about the partnership that we have with Intel and between the city and Intel?
Yes, back in 1995, the initial partnership began. It was really started to conserve our precious water resources. It has lasted for 20 years and has gotten much, much better over time. One of the most recent partnership activities that we've entered into has been to reduce the flow of brine to the evaporation ponds over near Gilbert Road. And we continue to meet on a weekly basis and work through whatever issues and opportunities we have.
So, touch on a little bit on some of the process involved in the conservation and preservation efforts that we're taking.
Yes, we actually, at the Ocotillo Brine Reduction Facility, which has been recently renamed, and I'll get into that a little later, we take the water that Intel uses to manufacture chips, take it into the facility, run it through lime softening and ion exchange, many processes, and eventually RO it and reuse it or recharge it into the ground. The site that is located over at Gilbert, in addition to evaporation ponds, there are 5 recharge wells out there. And those 5 recharge wells over the past 20 years, we've been able to inject 5 billion gallons of water for Chandler's use in that aquifer.
Wow, that's a lot of water. And it's good that those efforts have paid off, it sounds like. So we're going to watch a video. It's a little old, but the information is accurate and is still relevant today. So enjoy.
Cool, clean, sparkling water. Something we take for granted living in the Arizona desert, right? Wrong. Within central Arizona, the city of Chandler and Intel Corporation have developed a partnership to ensure an environmentally responsible future that will enable economic development and at the same time implement water conservation and environmental awareness by using this precious resource wisely. Intel's new manufacturing facility in Chandler, Fab 12, is projected for an ultimate water use of 5.5 million gallons per day, but will have a net potable water consumption of only 1 million gallons per day, far lower than previous planning estimates for the land. In order to support the water needs of a large microprocessor manufacturing facility and be responsible to environmental concerns, the City of Chandler and Intel have jointly planned and developed unique water management strategies and facilities. We're proud of our efforts to safeguard the future, and we'd like to tell you how our water recycling program works. Our municipal water conservation measures take 2 forms. First, reclaimed wastewater effluent from the city's reclamation plant will be used for landscaping and in Fab 12's cooling towers. Second, we're conserving precious water resources by treating and then reusing the industrial processed water from the Fab 12 facility. Let's look at how Chandler and Intel make this conservation program successful by following the path water takes during the recycling process. Once microprocessor production begins in Fab 12, wastewater will be generated from a variety of industrial process sources. Some of this wastewater is sent to Chandler's Ocotillo Water Reclamation Facility, where it will be treated and then used for landscaping purposes, as well as other industrial and residential applications. The rest of the wastewater is piped from Fab 12's Central Utilities Building to Chandler's fully automated industrial process water treatment facility. Here, reverse osmosis is used to treat the water to drinking water quality. This is done by forcing waste streams to flow across membranes located in pressure vessels. The waste from this reverse osmosis process, called brine, is sent through a pipe to evaporation ponds, where salt is separated from the water in solar drying beds. The clean water or product water resulting from reverse osmosis is routed to injection wells located around the perimeter of the evaporation ponds. Here, groundwater recharge takes place in the aquifer 600 feet below the surface. Water not injected into the underground aquifer for long-term storage can be sent to an irrigation canal for reuse. The City of Chandler then recovers water from the aquifer using its designated recovery wells. Fab 12 completes the cycle by bringing in water from the two sources we've looked at. Treated water from the Ocotillo Water Reclamation Facility and potable water from the city's distribution system, which consists of both ground and surface water. So you can see that through this water conservation program, the City of Chandler and Intel have worked hand in hand to provide an environment favorable to local economic growth. Ensure a consistent supply of water to Fab 12. And most importantly, set an example of preserving our precious water resources for future generations. We're partnering to find solutions to water conservation challenges and to make our community a great place to live and work. That means a better future for our environment, Arizona, and you.
Welcome back. I hope the video was very informative. In the video, it talks a bit about the brine ponds. So Kim, also known as evaporation ponds. So talked a little bit about the method in the video. Where are they exactly located, and also are they accessible to the public? Because going back to some of the original questions that we got asked is, I see those ponds and water features. Why can't we use them as a park or have our kids swim in them? So I think you've got an answer to that one.
Yes, actually the evaporation ponds are located just south on Gilbert Road, south of Ocotillo Road. I believe there's a aerial photo that will show the location of the Ocotillo brine reduction facility, the lines going over to the evap ponds that run along Ocotillo Road. So we have brine lines in that road and we have permeate lines. Brine is the reject off of the RO facility, and the permeate is the good water that we inject into the ground.
Okay.
So on that photo, it's about 6 miles over from the brine reduction facility to the evap ponds. The advantage of having those ponds and those injection wells on that side of Chandler is that the aquifer, the natural flow of water in the aquifer, flows under Chandler. So the water is injected over there, and it will be benefit to citizens of Chandler for the foreseeable future.
Thank you, Kim. Where can someone else find out more information about Chandler's the evaporation ponds and also other water conservation efforts that we're taking?
Well, they can contact the facility supervisor at the Ocotillo Brine Reduction Facility, Ron Feathers. His contact number is 480-782-3560. We also have other water conservation efforts going on within Chandler, and you can contact the MUD line, which is Municipal Utilities.
Thank you.
Sorry, Municipal Utilities at 782 or 480-782-3800 for other efforts we do to conserve water.
Okay, thank you, Kim. So speaking about some of the other partnerships that we have as a city with some of the businesses around Chandler, another one that popped up is, hey, do you know what those big white towers are by the Chandler Fashion Mall? So another company that we've partnered with, Air Products, who's also very involved within our community, has been around there for quite a while. So Micah, can you give us a little background on Air Products and what they do?
All right, yeah, absolutely. So Air Products is located at the northeast corner of Fry and the Price Road Freeway. It's been serving not only Chandler, but the greater Southwest since 1981. As part of their products and services, they offer an assortment of equipment, supplies, gases that are really integral in supporting our high-tech industry in Chandler. So without the products and services that they provide our companies, we'd have to go outside the market. So we're very fortunate to have such a major component of our supply chain located within our city.
Great. Thank you. And I understand that they've also played a role in the Chandler Innovation Center.
Absolutely. So for those who may not know, the Chandler Innovation Center is the incubator, which is located in Chandler at the southwest corner of McClintock and Chandler Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And the intent of this incubator is to help spur business growth and job creation for our Chandler residents. Within the incubator, we have a particular focus on high-tech industries. And a lot of that high-tech industry needs the products and services offered by Air Products. So we have a very close relationship. The tenants within that building source, whether it's hydrogen or argon, from them to conduct their experiments or improve their manufacturing processes.
Okay. And then having that built-in infrastructure, again, my understanding is again, they service many industries, and not just through the pipeline infrastructure that's in place, but through trucking also.
Yep, that is correct. You've probably seen some of their large trucks rolling around the city, and they're going out there providing the basic components needed in research and development. And those products we see manifested, whether it's in agricultural products, semiconductor, especially here in Chandler, or even the biotechnology industry.
Yeah. And I noticed that again, it's an Air product, and having been to the facility, a lot of the tanks again are just air. They're just that. So it again, one of those questions that was asked a lot, and why we would have a what was perceived to be something that may be looking ominous is actually very benign and actually helps a lot of our community and our businesses.
Absolutely,
around Chandler.
it is the backbone of a lot of our high-tech industries.
And been there a long time, as we mentioned, before the mall. And since we're talking about the Chandler Fashion Mall, there was another facility or little site that I got asked about a lot, which was, hey, do you know when that is coming down?
Yep.
So talking about Elevation Chandler, Micah, a little bit more, please.
Yes, Elevation Chandler was originally announced in April 2005, and it was intended to consist of a 10-acre multi-use development featuring hotels and condos. Obviously, we all know that didn't happen. Construction originally began in 2005 and had a completion date in late 2007. Construction ultimately stopped in 2006, and the shell development stood vacant and empty for nearly 7 years.
Yeah, I think it was a landmark for most Chandler.
Yes, it was the landmark.
Not a very happy landmark, but it was still a landmark.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was demolished this past winter.
Yes, in November it came down.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a lot of people out there taking pictures. The mayor got to help bring at least a little bit of it down on one of the heavy the loaders there. So it's great to hear, and the new development that's coming in. I understand it's going to be a multi-phased development, and what's coming in.
Yeah, we're very excited. The site was acquired by Hines Development. It took approximately 2 years to gain total control and access over the site. And the new project, being dubbed Viridian, will consist of approximately 250,000 square foot Class A 6-story office building, 335 multi-unit residential development, as well as 2 commercial buildings and a multi-story 150-room hotel. Development on that is currently under construction with the civil horizontal work, which includes roadway and the physical infrastructure going in now.
Good. It's going to be a great location, I think, by the mall. Residents, it'll work-life balance to be able to support the motto of Chandler of being a great place to work, live, and play.
Absolutely. So, yeah. It's a very visible project right off the freeway, and we're really excited to see what comes out of the ground there.
Great. Well, we do have a few minutes left, so I'd like to give you some opportunities to speak more about a future economic development. Kim, we'll start with you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, first and foremost. The future development that we currently have going on is an expansion to an existing facility that at the Ocotillo Water Reclamation Facility campus. So we're going to be expanding that to add an additional 5 MGD, million gallons a day.
There you go.
million gallons a day of treatment capacity at that facility.
Good.
So that's the one that comes to mind initially.
Yeah, and that's a major contributor. I mean, water is our lifeblood. A lot of people don't realize. I mean, living in the desert, we do still take it for granted sometimes. And Chandler, and with your help and through staff and future planning of past councils and mayor, I think we've done a very good job in making sure that Chandler is set for the next 100 years for water. And thank you for your efforts, Kim.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Micah.
Well, the Economic Development Department is usually just thought of as the business attraction arm of the city. However, within economic development, there's a couple of different roles taking place. We also have a tourism office, which is responsible for promoting Chandler hotels, restaurants, shopping centers as a destination for visitors. We also promote Chandler as a destination for events, conventions, and that's as a way to help support our small business. Those people come into our community, they shop, they dine, and it's really quite an injection. So that's what our tourism office is working on. We also have a downtown redevelopment office, which is responsible for increasing the amount of downtown redevelopment taking place. Within economic development, we also have a business and attraction arm, which again is what most people focus on. However, we do spend quite a bit of time supporting entrepreneurship, and that's done through the Innovation Center, Innovations Incubator, through Tech Shop, through Gangplank. These are all tools and resources that the City Council have put in place to support our small businesses. We also have a very robust research department. So if you're a small business looking for assistance, whether it's demographics, finding real estate options, understanding the business planning process, we stand ready to assist those individuals in getting their business up and running.
And they can contact the Economic Development Group through the website?
Yep. You can visit us at
Chandler.gov.
ChandlerAZ.gov.
You can visit us
ChandlerAZ.gov. And / Municipal Utilities Department for us.
Yeah.
So-
For us, it's /ED.
ED, Economic Development. Got it. Thanks, Micah. So again, thank you for all of your efforts. Micah, the Chandler has grown as 3 natives here of the area. I mean, we've seen Chandler grow. One of the reasons I ran to come to Chandler, I ran in Chandler and came back and established my homestead in Chandler was because of the great efforts from the past and for the bright future that Chandler has. And again, attributed to your departments and to the two of you. We appreciate it. So thank you again.
Thank you.
So, this concludes our show for today. Thank you for watching Chandler in Focus. Councilmember Rene Lopez, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.